Hey, how's it going, guys? John here. And so first, I'd like to start by thanking my participant here, Roman. He is in Marquette's physical therapy program with me, so he will be helping give me some feedback and test my prototype on my app about where we should be opening a new PT clinic if you are looking to start one. So what I have for him is just the cut up pieces of my app, different sections to see, and I'd like to just hand it over to Roman, and in whatever order you'd like. How would you think that if you were to encounter this app, just looking at it, where do you think some of the pieces should go, or like what looks visually appealing to you?
I probably have like the map, so obviously this at the top, because that seems kind of like a good header, but like maybe the map on this side, and then the stuff that you can like mess with or work around with, like either on this side or have this underneath this or something like that. If I'm trying to make a perfect square, it doesn't really or rectangle, it doesn't really work out, but I think like having the stuff that you can select on the left side, or closer to the left side, would be good, because I feel like that's where people's eyes kind of like gravitate when they're using something like on a computer or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to have all these sort of different widgets as their own tab on a page, if you were tabbing over, is there a certain order that you think they should go in? So instead of being like one page, like spread out?
Well, probably like, I'm guessing, because the map wouldn't depend on what you put here, I'm guessing.
I don't know, up to you.
I guess like when I was first looking at it, my mind went to like, based on what you fill out here, it'll like pop something up here on the map, but I guess you can scroll around. I guess I would have like this first, or maybe like these two first, and then the main map, because then you can like kind of narrow down what exactly you're looking for, and then you can look at it on the big map.
Okay. And then looking at some of the stuff I have here that you can filter by, are there any other things, if you were starting your own clinic, that you'd like to see added to something like that, added to an app like this?
Probably like population by zip code. I see like you have like selecting zip code and stuff like that, but probably like population per zip code, maybe like rent in the area, how many PT clinics are already there. You kind of have that already with like the map there, but if you like tallied it up like within like a mile radius or something like that, I think that would be good.
Why do you think those would be useful for you?
Well, if you're starting a business, I feel like you wouldn't want to plop yourself in an oversaturated location. If there's already like 12 PT clinics in a 5-mile radius, you wouldn't really want to add yourself to that. And then based on who you want to treat, obviously knowing like the population that you're kind of surrounding yourself in is important. And then obviously rent of like a building or something like that, that's just cost and how much you're willing to spend.
Is there anything just from an initial impression looking at it that you dislike, or you'd say, I'm not exactly sure like where I'd see that?
I think everything looks useful. I guess the only thing would be like physically moving things around, like in order to make this all kind of like fit.
Okay.
But I think everything on here seems pretty important.
Then are there any questions that you would have for me to get behind my thought process of anything?
Would there be anything like anything to further like follow up on like this bar chart of EMS calls in the zip code? Like if you have like the information, and then like, is there anything that would like prompt somebody to like what you could do with this information, or is it kind of up for interpretation?
I think, thank you so much for the suggestion. I think sort of my idea with it would be to, I guess, sort of use that information and use some text we could have, be like, oh, the idea being that if there's more EMS calls in the area, there's likely a greater demand for PT services. As patients go home from their stays in the hospital, they likely will be referred to a PT clinic, so just sort of having one in the area. But I guess in terms of on the graph, it's sort of more there just for to draw a conclusion. But I guess that makes me think that maybe having some type of like text there to sort of explain how I would interpret it, as well as leaving it up to the user's interpretation. But maybe having some type of prompt there could be good. Well, thank you very much for sitting down and working with me today. I appreciate your time.
No problem.